We're gonna do this. We're gonna do it with only the left hand, which I think we'll be able to pull off with the arm staying in the sling. I'm gonna put something like a foam roller about this size in between my legs and lightly squeeze it. You don't have to squeeze the hell out of it, but just a light squeeze on it. You might feel your groin working a little bit. I'm gonna be about a foot away from the wall. I'm gonna make sure I feel my heel on both sides and the base of my big toe on both sides, but that isn't to say that this outside foot is gonna rock up. So I'm a little bit away from the wall. I got my foam roller in between my legs. I'm gonna get my feet contacts, and then I'm gonna soften my knees and make sure that the whole time I'm doing this exercise, my knees are staying over my feet. And that's just to say, as I come down, I'm not kicking my knees back. And then we're basically just gonna do a hip hinge, holding those things. So the foot contacts, the light squeeze on the roller, and the knees staying soft. I'm gonna have you, again, we're only gonna have one hand, but you can use your left hand, knees soft, to kind of walk and push you down as you push your hips back. So you really want to think that you're getting your hips away from your knees. Your knees are not coming back with you as you bend down. You're keeping your feet in the ground, you're keeping your knees over your feet, and then you're pushing your hips back and bringing your torso down closer to being parallel with the floor. So something like this position. My hips are behind my knees are soft, my feet are in the ground, my torso is just nice and tall and a little bit bent over, so I feel like the back of my hips have opened up. Good chance for you, your range of motion is gonna be a little less. If it's just this, that's fine. If it's just this, that's fine. You just wanna try to get your hips behind your knees, not losing your feet, and lightly squeezing this. I know I'm saying a lot of stuff. Honestly, it's a little simpler than that, but just this position, and then you're going into like you're doing an RDL, you're making sure your knees stay in front of your hips. Because you're squeezing this, it's gonna open up the backside. Don't bend so far that you shouldn't feel anything in your low back. So again, it might be right here, and you're just trying to push your hips back and keep your knees there. And then we're gonna do a breathing sequence again. So really silent inhale, blow air through a straw. While you're exhaling, think about lightly squeezing the roller and thinking about pushing your hips back as much as you can, like you're trying to close the door with your butt. Again, if you feel it in your back, just come up a little bit. All right. It should feel nice. It should feel kind of like the back of your hips get to breathe. I'm hoping you can pull that off with just the one hand pushing. Obviously, you don't necessarily have to do any kind of push with the wall, but knees soft, you got your squeeze, hips get behind your knees. Again, it might just be this far bent over for you, and that's fine, and you're just gonna breathe here. Okay? So you don't have to think you have to get into some crazy range of motion like this. You're probably gonna feel your back in that instance. You'll probably lose your foot contacts. Your knees will probably go back. Find that position. You'll feel the back of the hips kind of open up and breathing. And then we're literally gonna go through a breathing sequence holding that position. 4 to 5 breaths, relax, 2 to 3 sets.